FlossTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Robin, and this is my channel, Lady Robins. If you're new here, welcome. I'm happy to have you here. If you're a returning friend and subscriber, welcome back. I'm just as happy to have you here. This is my little FlossTube channel where I talk about cross stitch. So we're going to talk about plans and what I've stitched on, things that I am thinking about stitching, all those good things. So grab yourself a beverage. This is mine. This is my You Are Here Starbucks mugs. And today's mug is Illinois. I love this mug. The corn on the side here, it makes me think of two cross stitch patterns. I always think of Cinnamon Stars by Plum Street because there's a scarecrow and it's down in the corn. And it also makes me think of the hands-on design pattern, knee high. I remember the saying knee high by the 4th of July. I think that's how tall your corn's supposed to be if you're growing corn. So this mug definitely makes me think of a cross stitch. So I just have coffee in here, just enjoying my second cup of coffee this morning. It's Tuesday, it's the 25th of January, so we are rapidly running out of January, which means I need to get going on my Whip Go goals. I still have 2 days of stitching to do on each of my Whip Go pieces this month, so I have kind of laid Whip Go aside because my mom's birthday is the 5th of February and I'm stitching a piece for her birthday. So I'm having to put a lot of time into that for mom, and I'll show you that in just a second or two. All right, I'm gonna have a beverage. You guys grab your beverage. Nothing like a good cup of coffee. Second one of the day. Okay, so here in the Seattle area, it is foggy. We have had the weirdest weather for the last 5 days. We have got this dense fog that's hanging over us, and it just will not dissipate, I guess is the way to say that. But yeah, so I'm definitely enjoying my stitching time because I'm not looking outside at the lack of sunshine. Oh my goodness. All right, let's look at my stitching, shall we? Let's get to some whips. My 25/7 stitching is going really well. So let's start there. And I've actually already done my 25/7 this morning. I was eating breakfast and then I thought, gosh, I don't have to go to work today, so I will just stitch in my bathrobe. And so that's what I did. I sat around, did my 25/7, and then after that decided it was time to get going. So what I am stitching on for my 25/7 challenge to myself is the Snowflower Diaries. They had years and years ago put out a monthly charts, and I am stitching on May. So let me show you May. You see that? Yeah. So I think when last we got together, I was working on, kind of these flowers and berries over here. And I don't believe I'd started the grass under the cat and the kitten. So I've gotten that done. And then because this is a freebie, I can show you the chart. So what I have left to do on this piece is I need to do that entire border. And so that's what's next for me on the 25/7 stitching. Now, I thought you might enjoy seeing the ones that I've already stitched because I have stitched 3 others, and this is what I do with them. So I have them in a tiny frame. Well, I guess it's not a tiny frame. I have them in a frame. Let's go with that, shall we? And this is January. And I was I was re-inspired by Janet. Hi, Janet, if you watch, who is Janet Jabber, and she had finished all 12 of them last year, and they're all, you know, framed and ready to go. She's got a frame where she switches them out, and I have done the magnet thing. So I've just got, you can see it, I've got a big old magnet there, and then don't laugh. I have a used jam jar cover because I was stitching it, or when I was finishing this, I thought I just need a big piece of, you know, not aluminum. I need a big piece of metal, but I don't want it to be too heavy. And this was sitting on my counter, so that's what I grabbed. But it works fine. It works just fine. So there is January. And then the next one I've got is, I have March. Yeah, notice how February isn't done? Darn. So there's March. Yep. Isn't that cute? And then the next one that I've got is April. I have April done. Isn't that cute with a sweet rabbit? So there's April that will go up. And like I showed you, I'm working on May, which will look great when that's done. I think when I'm done stitching May for my 25/7, I'm going to go back and do February, but I'd like to just keep rolling on these, and it would be great if I had most of them finished by, oh geez, see, this stuff, the magnet stuff is great, but then I fiddle and twiddle with it to get it centered in the frame. That looks pretty good. Anyway, it would be great to have most of them done by the end of the year. Well, you know me, my attention waxes and wanes, so I might, you know, wander off after I've done July or something, but we'll see. Oops, I dropped my bag. Excuse me. All right, so that's where I'm at with Snowflower Diaries, and I'm having the best little time doing these again. It's so fun, so fun. If you want to see them all finished, there's lots of people on Instagram that have done these. So just Google hashtag, gosh, I think it's just Snowflower Diaries, or I think this series is actually called Joyful World. Try both of them. I'm sure you'll find lots of content, and she just designs just beautiful patterns, beautiful stuff. So that's where I am on 25/7 stitching. I say it just about every week, but in case you are brand new and don't know what 25/7 stitching is, it's where you take a piece of, you know, cross stitch, something you want to finish up, or something you just want to, you know, get some progress going on, and you work on it 7 days a week. And then you decide what the 25 means to you. I do 25 minutes of stitching. Some people just put in 25 stitches. Either way, you're making progress. So there you go. And there is a hashtag for that. It's 25_7 XS challenge that you can use on Instagram if you're so inclined. And then I can see what you're stitching on. If I can remember, I'm going to write myself a note. Oops, sorry. I want to insert that hashtag into the video. So I'm just making a note so I can do that. 25/7 hashtag. Okay, so we'll try to get that going for all of you. Okay, so that was the first stitching that I did this week. The next thing that I worked on was my Harbor Haven by the Sea, by the Bay Needleart. Yep. And that is one of my 2 called Whip Go pieces for the month. So let's look at that. And I have kind of a semi-finish, if you will. I have finished chart number 2 in the By the Bay Needleart's piece. So I had told you at the beginning of January that I was hoping with this being called that I would finish chart number 2. And as you can see, I did it. I was able to complete chart number 2. This is really fun stitching, you guys. There's big blocks of beautiful colors. The charts are easy to read, and I just love it. I just love everything about these. So anyway, I was able to get a finish on chart number 2. Whoops, Amazon must have delivered something. And I still have 2 days left, so I am going to start chart number 3. So that is upcoming for me. I am totally looking forward to this. And it turns out there's even these little yellow dots down here in the flowers. French knots. Yep. I'm not a huge French knot fan. I like colonial knots better, because I feel like when I make a colonial knot, it is a more consistent shape and size than when I do French knots. You know, I don't know if, you know, one I'll pull tighter than the other. Anyway, for me, colonial knots work better, so I will be putting colonial knots into Harbor Haven. So that is where I'm at on that. I always forget, you guys, I always forget to tell you the fabrics. On my Snowflower Diaries, I am using vintage butter pecan, and I'm doing it on a 32 count. I'm doing all the called for flosses. On Harbor Haven, I am stitching, the reason I thought of that is I spotted my card in the bag. I am doing it on a 32 count Weeks linen. It's the old week, so it's pretty floppy, called a Seafoam. And again, I'm doing all of the called for flosses except the water. So the water was charted for DMC 502, and I have switched that to Bejeweled. And DMC 503, I've switched that to Turquoise. So those are the only 2 substitutions that I've done. And then I thought you might enjoy seeing this. This is my floss for Harbor Haven. There are a lot of colors in this guy. So the Bejeweled is a classic Colorworks. So I would just give you a peek at that. Look at that yummy variegation in that. Can you see that? So that's kind of the darker water color. And then the other one is a beautiful, beautiful Weeks. And it, like I said, it's turquoise. And there we go. And so that is that. Isn't that pretty? I love that color. Yeah, so those are my 2 overdyes that I am using on Harbor Haven. So there you have it on the Harbor Haven. All right. I don't know if you can hear it out there. It's Tuesday, it's garbage day for us. We have had the craziest time getting trash pickup around here. Right after, about a week after probably right about 2 weeks after Christmas, we had a big snow here in the Seattle area, and we didn't get any garbage picked up. You know, that would have been 6 weeks ago, right? So everybody was whining, complaining. There's garbage all up and down my street. You wouldn't believe it. We look, we look pretty ragged around here. So anyway, 2 weeks ago, they said the truck broke. So I have got 6 weeks worth of recycling out at my curb, and I am just praying and hoping that the garbage man gets to my house before the truck fills up, and they say, we'll have to get the rest of it in 2 weeks, which will mean if he doesn't pick up the recycling this week, I will be 8 weeks without recycling being picked up. My garage looks like the garbage transfer station because we just keep putting the recycling. I went shopping at Costco yesterday. I never ask them to put the groceries in a box to carry out to the car. A, because it's too heavy. I can't, you know, that stuff is heavy. So I'd rather, you know, carry it in piece by piece. And the second thing is, I don't want to have to, you know, break down that huge box and recycle it. Yesterday, when I was there, they said, do you want this to go in a box? I'm like, yes, please. Because then I could take all the stuff that's sitting in my garage and put it in one great big huge box for the recycling truck. You guys think good thoughts for me that my recycling got picked up. I can't take this. If I kick one more empty Diet Coke can in my garage, I think I'm gonna lose it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There's part of my world. Okay, back to cross stitch. Shall we go back to cross stitch? What do you think? That would be good, right? Okay, so here is, oh, that's not what I was thinking it was. Where is it? I'm looking for my mom's birthday whip. So, as you might recall, I am stitching one of HeartString Samplery's Sunday stitches, and I'm doing the Old Rugged Cross for Mom. So, Mom has sang in church choirs forever. When she was in high school, she had a girls trio that she was in. Those girls sang all over the state of Minnesota, let me tell you. And so anyway, I just thought this would be a perfect piece for Mom for her birthday. And if you've been around here, I stitched HeartString Samplery's Amazing Grace for her for Christmas. She totally loved it. So this is kind of a companion. So this is where I've gotten to on the Old Rugged Cross. So I finally have, you know, all these leaves stitched. And let me tell you, that was not easy stitching because it's not like a sampler in the sense that you have a border that repeats and repeats and repeats, and you can kind of get into a rhythm and kind of, you know, not count because, you know, oh, this row is 6 and this row is 5 and this row is 4, and right? Doesn't happen here. So I had to do a lot of counting. So you can see that I have done a color change. I am swapping out the purple for blue. Mom's favorite color is blue. So there is the blue, start of that blue flower. So I'm hoping to get lots of time to stitch on this today. I don't have to go to work, and I was supposed to go get my hair cut this afternoon, but at 9 a.m. my friend and beautician called me and said COVID is in the shop, and so they're having to close down to see how many people are going to be exposed and come down with the awfulness that is COVID. She is hoping she will have dodged a bullet because she wasn't in the shop the day that the person discovered they have COVID, but you know, it's hard to know, you know, when did you get it and how long have you been shedding, you know, the virus on everybody. So anyway, under, you know, an abundance of caution, they are closing the shop, I think, for 5 days, and we'll just reschedule. So I've got longer locks today. Anyway, so that's what I'm stitching for Mom for her birthday. We have got the Old Rugged Cross. So this is definitely going to be stitched on quite a bit over the next week so I can get as close to a finish as possible. Her birthday is February 5th. I'm hoping that I have it done by then. If not, she'll get it the second it's done. The absolute second it's done, right? Okay, so upcoming things for me and you. I have decided for my birthday, which is on February 15th, I am going to stitch by Brenda Gervais, the Red Bird Sampler, which I love. I think this is absolutely one of the best charts I've ever seen. I love the colors. I love everything about it. So last week I told you that I had picked up my floss and my fabric, which I have. So I'm gonna stitch it on a 32 count desert sand linen, all the called for flosses, because I think the flosses, the floss selection in this is perfect. I see no reason to change what Brenda did. But the reason I'm bringing it up is I am going to start it, like I said, on my birthday, which will be February 15th. And I didn't have a hashtag. And so thank you for all of you that suggested hashtags for my birthday sal. And I have decided to go with the hashtag that Kelly, I think you pronounce it Stallard, came up with. Because it's short. And, you know, putting super long hashtags in on Instagram when you're, you know, double thumbing it, I'm not a fan. I like them to be short. So Kelly knocked it out of the park, and I will put it here. It is going to be Red Robin, spelled the way I spell it, R-O-B-Y-N, Sal. Red Robin Sal, R-E-D-R-O-B-Y-N-S-A-L. That will be our hashtag so we can check up on each other and see how we're doing, see what kind of progress we're making. Y'all will finish months and months before me because you know me, I poke at this for a while and then I poke at that for a while. It's all stitching. It all makes me happy. So feel free to jump on my birthday sal. Yeah, it'll be great. We'll have a good time. I will try not to start it and then shelve it on the back shelf forever and ever and ever, like I have done with Quaker Turtle. I know I have been a horrible Quaker Turtle sal person, so that's got to come out soon too. But anyway, feel free, stitch with me. It'll be fun. Okay, those are the whips. I only had 3 of them this week. Don't forget my birthday sal. I wanted to point out a freebie that I hadn't seen. My friend Sheila, hi Sheila, who is on Instagram. She is all crossed up X. She stitched a freebie from Barbara Anna, and look at this. Let it snow. We have time, guys. Spring doesn't start until March 8th. We can totally stitch this, and I absolutely loved this. I thought this was so cute. If you want to see it all stitched up, go to Sheila's Instagram page. You should follow her. She is a beautiful stitcher. So if you need a freebie, I just went to her, either her website or her blog. I just Googled Barbara Anna freebie and I found it immediately. So it's not hard to find. But if you need a cute winter stitch, how about this freebie? Yeah, I thought I would point this out to you because I hadn't seen it before and I think it's adorable. And it's still winter. So there's a good freebie for you. The other thing, things keep falling on the floor. Sorry, guys. The other thing that I got up to this week is I was able to get into the Stitching Book Club Chronicles of Narnia sal. So this starts on February 12th, I think. I still need to get my supplies together. She has suggested stitching it on 24 count opalescent Aida. No, 14 count. 14 count opalescent Aida. I think I will stitch it on either 28 or 32 count opalescent white linen. And I just bought some 32 count white opalescent linen the last time I was up at Threadneedle Street for some Christmas ornaments, which I haven't started, so I could completely grab that fabric and use it for this, because it'll just make my finished piece just a little bit tinier, which, that's okay. It won't be that much of a difference. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that. So anyway, I think it was Sunday, Kristen, who is the genius behind the Stitching Book Club, did say on Instagram that she still had a few spots left. So if you're interested, head over to her Etsy shop and see if it's still available. I'm thrilled to be doing this. The other reason I'm thrilled is I'm a total stinker. I have never read any of the Chronicles of Narnia books. I've seen the movies like everybody else on the planet. So I am really looking forward to reading The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, because they will have a discussion day after our Sal is finished. So if you need another Sal, like I do, head over to Instagram and check out Stitching Book Club and see if there's any spots left, because she's got a link that'll take you to her Etsy shop. Okay, speaking of Sals, again, I have no business signing up for every Sal under the sun because I got too much stitching to do anyway, but I couldn't not. Helen D, who is the lovely East Coast Crafter on Instagram, and Helen D on FlossTube, has announced a year-long berry sale. So if you want all of the details, head over to Helen D's FlossTube, and I think it's the latest one, and you get all the information. They're gonna do the Erica Michael berries. Now, I don't have the berries. I don't have any of the berries that they talked about, the spring, summer, winter, fall ones, but I have some other ones. And I have Scary Berry. I have Yikes Berry. Apparently I was in a very Halloween mood. And I have Bristol Berries 3. And I have ordered spring berries from Carla at Cobweb Corner, and I just think berries sound like a whole bunch of fun. So I am jumping on the berry bandwagon, and if you need yet another thing to stitch, here's your enabling. Berries with Helen D. Won't that be fun? Because I'm sure she'll show us finishing techniques, and Helen is just an amazing finisher. So hi Helen, I can't wait to berry with you. All right, what else do we need to talk about? Haul? Well, you kind of saw it. I bought the Narnia Sal. Oh, the other thing that I got was an order from Chris of As the Yo Flies, and I haven't even opened it yet because I wanted to show you her cute packaging. You guys, look at that. Now, I use Chris's stitching journal, and I needed some new little inserts, so that is what I have ordered from Chris. And look how nice they come all packaged. She included one of her floss drops, which is fantastic. Thank you for that, because I've ordered from her a couple of times. I think I have 3 or 4 of them now, which is perfect. So maybe for a berry, right? I can use her floss drops for a berry. Okay, and so then here are the inserts for my stitching journal. So that is what I ordered from Chris. All right, that's it for cross stitching. Let me talk about books for just half a second. Last week I shared that I was reading The Doldrums by Nicholas Gannon, and I flashed you the book and the cover, and I've since returned it, so I can't flash anything at you right now. But what I found out is there's a second book in the series. I am so stoked. Second book in the Doldrums, which I absolutely loved. So if you are, if you're like me and you fall in love with that book and those characters, I wanted to let you know that there's a sequel. I've read a couple of reviews. They basically say, hey, you don't have to read them in order. It's a complete story, which is always nice, especially if you can't, get them in the right order from your library, if you, use your library system. So there's a second Doldrums book. I think it's called The Doldrums, the Helmsley Curse, Case of the Helmsley Curse, something like that. You'll find it. You'll find it. The other thing I'm listening to, I was going to say reading, but, however you want to term that, I am listening to, again, the second book in a series. It is the Thursday Murder Club series, which I talked about probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. I'm listening to the second one, The Man Who Died Twice. It is hysterical. Quick, tiny synopsis of that series. Our main characters are 4 seniors, and they are living kind of in a senior apartment complex, and they like to solve, or at least attempt to solve, cold cases, right? But what has happened is, in the first book, they got mixed up in solving an actual murder that happened in their town. The second book, once again, they are mixed up in a murder that has happened in their town. These seniors are so funny. I'm listening to it on Audible, I'm driving the car, and I'm laughing out loud as I'm driving down the street. So if you would like just a delightful, we call them cozy mysteries because, the murder happens off screen. You don't have to, go through the trauma of somebody being, murdered in front of you. I would suggest the Thursday Murder Club. Those seniors, I wish those seniors lived next to my parents in their senior living apartment, because they would spice it up for them nicely. Anyway, so there's your book recommendations. Second Doldrums, second Thursday Murder Club book. That's what I am up to in my reading. I can't think of anything else we need to cover. We've covered whips. I had no finishes. We covered purchases, plans, stitch on Old Rugged Cross, get caught up on Whip Go, keep going with my 25/7 stitching. That ought to be enough, don't you think? And then cross your fingers, cross everything that my recycling gets picked up. All right, you guys, have a fantastic day. Have a great stitching week, and I will catch you next time. Okay, bye, friends. Oh, and don't forget, stitch happy, right? Yep, we got to say that, stitch happy. Okay, bye again.